Here we go. I think we're going. It took forever because it's like I just went and re-upped my coffee. When I got back and when I started up OBS, the first thing it said was, there's a new version. So I said, okay. And then as soon as I did the update, it reset all my cameras back to default, which is just completely washed out and it looks like garbage. So I had to go through. It's like 6 or 7 parameters per camera, and there's 2 cameras. I had to go through and edit it. I should have 2 cams. Yep, there it is. It's like double cam. What's up, Mike? Mike Sarney. What's up, buddy? Electro Omega, Gary Davlin, Ben Coombs. Matt Baker. Ben Neal. Charles. Going a little fast on me here. What's it? Oh, Ricky Compton. Chris Bevan, Yeti Matzi. We got Richard, we got Pete, we got Judy. We got Trolls. Hi, Steve. Hi, Chad. How's it going? It's going. Yes, all good levels. Check out. Good. What's up, Ben? What's up, this guy? Z guys? Z guys? We got Dennis Ellis. We got Luke's. We got Charles. We got Mr. Fuji. Now it's jumping on me again. The second I get near the bottom, it just jumps. I hate that. Okay, Mr. Fuji, Frank Z, Rock Nutters, Strat, Tom. We got Jeff, Guitar Man. We got BC Rich. We got Richard. We got Dan of J. We got Terry Himes. Of course, Frank C again. Electric Gypsy Blues. Guitar 76. Oh, yeah, Tony Howe. What's up, Jim in Arizona? What's up, Average Joe Reviews? We got everybody's here. We got a crew. We got a little crew going. A little bit. All right. Yeah, it was a quick week, right? And tell me about it. I was supposed to get a video out this week, and it just got delayed, mainly because we had the snowstorm this week, and so it was a lot of... Plus, we have a roof that's leaking a little bit. Not leaking like heavy water, but it's staining the ceiling, so we need to have that. It's a little side roof. We got to get that replaced. It's a rubber roof. So we had the guys out in that last week to look at that. It's just been one thing after another. You know, what's up, Vincent? What's up, Guitar Bert? That's a great name. Mickey Settlemeyer. Joe Beebs, or Jay Beebs. You're Joe. Tonight you're Joe. What's up, Jeff? Larry George? Okay, it jumped on me again. Oh, it's moving on me here. Anyway. I think I got most people. What's up, Strat CPO? Great name. Reverend Gary, rockin' preacher. And Friedrich Linder, hello from Germany. Up late for you. Much appreciated. I know, nothing worse than a leaking roof. It's not hard. It's not like water dripping in, but it's staining and it's peeling the ceiling back a little bit, and it does have me worried. How much snow? We got, I think our official tally was like 13, something like that, I thought. It wasn't that bad. It was much heavier than I thought it was going to be. They were like, oh, it's going to be light, fluffy, blowing snow. But it really wasn't. We had like, it really depended, but because I had some sections of the driveway that felt like it was more like 9 or 10, like it wasn't so bad. But I think our official count was like 13.1. What's up, Mike? Is himself? Stefan Schultz. More friends from Germany. This is a 1999-62 reissue, AVRI. But it is and it isn't. It's a long. This guitar's got a story because it has a 59 neck, which is the only way he could get the right the clay dot inlays. Can't get the clay dot inlays except for a 59, which was available in Sherwood Green, but for whatever reason it didn't do it. And the headstock decal is, you see how it has that writing under the Fender Strat part right there, right? That's patent numbers, 3 patent numbers, right? Yeah. With synchronized tremolo patent numbers, and it's got 3 in a row right there. That decal is only available 2 places. Either one on an original 1962, that's one place, which this isn't, or on a custom shop, which it also isn't. If it was a custom shop, it would have a custom shop logo on the back, which it doesn't. So what this is it's a 59 AVRI neck. And I know that because, believe it or not, there's a parts number. All these necks have parts numbers. And there's a parts number that's stamped on the back. And if you run the parts number, it's a 59 neck. That's exactly what it is. It's from a 2016. In fact, it's dated 2016. The butt of the neck is dated October of 2016. But I think what the guy wanted was he wanted a 62, and in his mind, a 62 would have clay dot inlays. Period. End of story. If it doesn't have clay dot inlays, it's not a 62. And yet Fender never did clay dot inlays on any of the 62 reissues. So this guy has the bright idea, well, I want a 62 reissue, I'll get the 59 neck. Why didn't he just go for 59? I have no idea. But, because you could get it in Sherwood Green. But, okay, whatever. So he has a 1999 neck. That's dated, stamped, it's all correct. And he gets the 2016, the 1999 body and the 2016 neck. And he puts them together and he puts that sticker on. Because that is the correct sticker. But here's the thing, you can't get that sticker unless you have a custom shop or an original 62. So he obviously had that sticker, the decal made, and he put it on there himself because that is not correct. I just went through this the other day, and we'll get into like purchases. So I almost bought a guitar. I guess maybe yesterday, day before. Was it yesterday I was still looking at it? Could have been still yesterday. Might have been the day before. So they had it up on Guitar Center used. It was a 76 Strat, 1976 Strat. It had been refinished in white. And it said, pickups, refin, pickups changed. And usually when they don't say pots and switches changed or all electronics changed, and they limit it just to the pickups, that's usually what it is, right? In other words, if they're stopping at just that, usually what it is somebody just changed out the pickups and they refinned it, but all the, the pots are correct, but it's a 76. It's really not all that vintage. So if you look up a 76 Strat, pretty much anywhere, on Reverb, eBay, you're looking over 2,500. Usually around over $3,000. If it's on Reverb, usually over $6,000 because let's face it, it's Reverb. They're like super rare 76 Strat, one of only 100,000 made. So they had it up for $12.99, which I thought was a really good price. But I looked up the serial number, and the serial number had really hey, what's up, Davy Das? What's up, buddy? I need a Davy Das riff. The serial number was way off, and what it was the serial number in 76 is a crossover year. So on a 76 Strat, on the 76 Strat, it would start with a 76, right? That's what they had done. But halfway through the year, at some point in the year, they switched to the letter, right? S. So it'll be S6 for S for 70s. And they did that and then E is the 80s and N is the 90s and Z is the zeros, right? Sort of been a thing. So I'm looking at the serial number and it says S6. That's correct. And then it had 6 serial numbers. And that is not correct. It's 5. It's 5 serial numbers. And when I started to look up, I said, well, that's odd. Well, maybe they did 6 that year. Maybe some of them, right towards the end of the year, they had a big year, whatever, just a mistake or whatever. So you start to look up like 76 headstocks. And it quickly became apparent that the font looked a little off. Like not the Fender font, that all looked correct. But the serial number font just didn't look right. It was too bold. And it was too block. It was kind of weird. So it was just, it was just one of those things that it just scared me away. It sold. First I said to myself, why is this guitar hanging around? It's like a third of what it should be selling for. And then I figured out that a lot of people saw what I saw, and that was that the serial number just wasn't right. It's supposed to be so it would be 7, 6. It's supposed to be a maximum of 7 numbers, right? And then they changed it to 6 numbers and the letter. And this had 7 numbers in the letter. So I was like, nah. Yeah, right, Davy Das? Yeah, a lot of guitars. And this was at Guitar Center. So here's, again, another problem with it. I wouldn't have even minded. I was like, you know what? Let me lay it out on a credit card, and then when it comes in, if I don't like it, I'll just bring it back. No problem at all. Here's the thing. It was designated as a vintage instrument. And the one thing you have to know about Guitar Center Used is once they designate it as a vintage instrument, the return period shrinks from 45 days to 3 days. So if you don't return that guitar in 3 days from receipt, you can't return it. So, that puts a little pressure on you to get your act together very quickly. And what if I can't get out to, Guitar Center to return it? It's a lot of pressure. So just remember that when you're buying something designated on Guitar Center Used as vintage, if you read their return policy, it was like 45 days for everything except vintage instruments, which are limited to 3. What's up, Terry Tickler? Was it? I think he slides. Damn, I can't play. What's up, OK Live in Brussels? One of the biggest old wives' tales is the 3-bolt 70s necks. There was nothing wrong with a 3-bolt, but people freaked out. In fact, I was going to play my Fender the Strat because it's the most Christmassy guitar I have, right? It's red. It's candy apple red with gold hardware. It's so Christmassy. But I went with this. I went with the green Christmas. It's a pine Christmas. Because that one has a broken string. I mean, we could restring it, but that feels like boring TV, you know. Let's see. Yo, what's up? I'm in Boston too, I think. Oh, look at you, Zach. Up in the Boston area. Ross says, bought a Spark camp. You know, I got my Spark right there. I have a feeling they've done a bunch of software updates, but I haven't done a firmware update. I have a feeling I could plug that into my laptop and send over a firmware update on it. I haven't done that since I got mine back in the beginning of the year. Davidas says, my favorite neck joint is the Ultra Strat. Have you tried those? The Ultra Strat is nice. I don't have an Ultra here. Come at me, Fender. Come at me, bro. But, you know, this is pretty good. AVRI, and I got, and I got the Select Strat, which is always nice. I gotta say, WS, I do see your name more with the wrench in front of it. Glad I did that. What year did CBS sell Fender? CBS sold Fender back to, was it Schultz, Bill Schultz? I want to say 85. That's why there's no American-made guitars in 85. Because they were shifting production to their new Corona plant. Now, there's a funny story about that. They found out after they bought it that they didn't get the factory. Now, some say they didn't want the factory, and they couldn't afford the factory. And so they got it cheaper by not buying the factory along with it. They just bought the intellectual property and some of the stuff. But some people say, well, no. They thought they were getting the factory, and because it wasn't spelled out, they wound up not getting the factory, which left them scrambling to start up to make a new factory. Thanks, Nick Patterson. I feel the 3-bolt gets a bad rep, not because it's a bad design, because of the sloppiness of 70s era. Well, the sloppiness of all the 70s era. Well, plus they went with those cast. It wasn't the rolled steel, like these are, saddles. It wasn't the rolled steel anymore, right? They went to those cast ones, which, I don't know. It just felt like a cheapening of the whole thing, Stephen Boston, pretty sure Dolly Doss can hook you up with a Fender Ultra. Get my way, bro. David Guess is going, what? I don't work for Fender. You do now, bro. Now, what was I saying? I had a feeling I was in the middle of something and I lost my train of thought, but anyway. Strats. There you go. 3 chords and the truth for me, son. I don't know what that means. 3 chords and the truth for me, son, please. I have no idea. Oh, Davidas. That's going to get you a Christmas card. Actually, why don't you text me your address? We are sending out Christmas cards. I will get you a Christmas card, buddy. Don't write it in here, though. Yeah, private that to me. I'd love to see you on a pre-CBS Strat. I never had a pre-CBS. My oldest Strat I ever owned was a 73. Hardtail. Rosewood. Hardtail. I bought that in the spring of 81. $300. $300 for that Strat, which I assure you in 1981 was a lot of money. We traded that in the fall for the Strat, the Fender the Strat. We got more than we paid for it on trade-in. I think the guy gave us, I want to say the guy gave us $350 on a trade-in. Sounds out. Sounds way out. God effing damn it. Oh, no. What is wrong with you? Oh, maybe the whole thing was off and just, oh, there you go. There's your problem right there, kid. That one was off, but off by just a little bit more. Oh, yeah, here we go. We're almost there. Yeah, I've been playing Fender like forever. I've been a Fender player since pretty much the kind of the very beginning. Though I don't want to out my age here, but you know, in 1981, I had already been playing for 9 years. That sounds in tune. Along the Watchtower. Gotta be careful. That's, you see, you gotta remember, that's not a Hendrix tune. That's a Dylan tune. It all goes, really, who owns it? And now that Dylan sold his catalog, that's gonna have everybody on YouTube shitting themselves. Because, you know, people that buy catalogs, they're in the business of enforcing catalogs. I swear Dylan doesn't even care as much as those guys, you know. Is it? Yeah. I forget it. Yeah. You're just playing it out of tune so the Hendrix estate doesn't come after you. Those people, I assure you, they are not the Boy Scouts. Be a real shame if something happened to you there. In 1981, I was going on 13. In 1981, I was 15. I was 12 to 15. 81? No, yeah, 15. 14 to 15, right? Yeah. Started the year at 14. Gotta. Gary, Ben says he was 7. Gary was 12 in 81. Yeah, I was in high school in 81. I started high school. How's your SRV skills? Not great. You know, you get the. I never got that. He does this this slide thing that I never got down. It always sounds like metal. The average shows he was 22 in 81. Nice. Finally, someone older than me. Jesus. Look at all you young punks. All right, let's go back here. Who else? Ben Tom was 4 to 5. Rock and Roar was 8. German. Well, at least you guys are alive. Some people weren't even born yet. Jeremy Clark was 2. John Banks, 14, so same age as me, yeah. 14, 15. I turned 15 that year. By the time I bought that Strat, I was 15. Terry was 8. Larry was 7. Stephen Boss were the same age. I look 10 years younger. Geez, I feel like I've been looking old. I saw a picture of me from just a couple years ago. I look a lot younger because my hair's going gray. That'll do it. You know, Krellbar was 13. Look at you. Just a young punk. And here I was, so much older at 14. Troy was 12, 13. Dennis was 20. Nice. I didn't hit 20 till 86. That was a bad year. My 20th year, not a good year. A bad year. I was yeah. I made it. That's all I remember. I made it through. That was a bad year though. Frank C was 10. Desert Doug says in 81 I was stoned. I mean, I don't know that I was, but just playing the percentages, probably. At some point. I know we're all old men, I know, right? It could be worse. We could be on Strat Talk. The average age on that place is like 63. I was old enough to crash my first car. There you go. I don't think when did I get in my first car accident? I don't think until 85? 85 or 86? Yeah, that sounds about right. 85, 86. Got in a car accident. Guy took me to court and lost. $28. Oh, man. 28 and 81. It's up there. I was only 15. 10 and 81. There you go. You're just a young kid. Were all these supposed girl guitarists. I know. You know what? They were pushing that in 81. They had a cover with the girl from Vixen. I totally remember that cover. It was like 82 or 83. They had the girl from Vixen on the cover of Guitar Player magazine. And they're like, here come the girls. But it never really... Only just like Jennifer Batten, you know, Orianthi. I mean, there's been a handful, but it's really been a male-dominated market, really, the whole time. You know, a lot of unfettered testosterone. 81, young and dumb, and 21. I didn't hit 21 till I was 27. I mean, till 87. In fact, I remember the first time going and buying alcohol and just the bizarreness of walking into a liquor store, which you had just been, you know, I mean, all those years. I mean, by the time you're 21, you've got a good 7 years of, like, trying to, like, get beers, right? At least 6 or 7 years. And So it's just really bizarre to walk into around here we'd call it a package store, to walk in the packy, you know. And it's funny because they were like, yeah, I get alcohol. I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, wait a second. I'm 21. Just walk in and get it right now. Wasn't much of a drinker. So it didn't really... See, Fred Fanatic, -2. Now we're talking. Michael says he was 11. I'm way behind in the chat. I'll get up there, though. Ron says he's 53. Well, at least you weren't 53 in 81. Then you'd be my oldest follower. Kevin was 11. I'm glad that rhymes. Sassy Cat was 19. I wasn't 19 until 85. And that year was the song 19, right? No, 19. The average age of a guy in, Vietnam was 19. That was a weird song. It was kind of wasn't a rap. It was more like just a dialogue song. But it was just bizarre. And I read 1984 in high school in 1984. Right? We covered the book, George Orwell's 1984, in 1984. It was a little bizarre. All right, I'm going to try and scroll down a little bit more here. Dust Devil was 17. Franz was 24. Ron Strat was 11. Jim Bean, -4. He was in negative territory. That's too funny. All right. Rolled my car in 81. I never rolled a car. Never rolled one, which I'm pretty happy about. Yeah, rock fights. Oh my God. Let me just tell you, I'll never forget this. I was kind of in a fight with a kid. We were like pushing each other and whatever, blah, blah, blah. And we're really angry with each other. And he wound up like running away up the street. I was so angry. I just picked up a rock and I just whipped it. Like just never thinking I would ever hit him because he's so far away and I way overthrew him. But he's running and running and running. And down it came, and I swear to God, it whacked him right off the back of the neck. I was like, yes! Take that! Oh my God, I was probably 10 or 11. Probably 10. That sounds about right, 76. It's like, I was like, for once, Jesus. I wish I could, it was like the original, video where, it looks like it's going nowhere and then whack right on the back of the head. Not really the head, the back of his neck. It's a good sized rock, too. Probably about the size of a, good potato. If we stoned all of 81. Yeah, it was a good year. Drat Tom 81 was 21. Damn. 18 and 81. -12. Yeah. You're just a kid. Yeah, Lita Ford. Another big one. I couldn't think of that name. Lita Ford, right? Totaled my mom's car 2 weeks after getting my license. Oh, my God. A friend of mine, I was just thinking of him recently because his sister died. It showed up on Facebook. And this kid was such a goddamn... He just attracted trouble no matter where he went. His dad was like the head of... He was like the accountant for the all-boys private prep school I went to. Because I remember when I seen his name, I said, are you related? He goes, yeah, that's my dad. I was like, oh, my God. And we used to call him Rockhead for a reason. And I never saw a guy get in so many car accidents. And I remember my dad sold his father. My dad used to sell cars. And my dad sold his dad. I want to say it was like a Plymouth. I'm pretty sure it was Mopar. It was like a Plymouth or a Chrysler. So it was very boxy, right? Like all the cars were in the 80s. Very square design. Almost like a K car, but it wasn't a K car. Could have been a K car, but I don't think it was. he had the car like one day. Rockhead says, let me just take it out. His dad's like, no. He's like, oh, come on, nothing's going to happen. He totaled it. Maiden voyage, totaled the car. I remember him coming to me. I go, hey, how's the car? He's like, I totaled it. I was like, yeah. He's like, no, seriously, I totaled it. I was like, are you, seriously? Did you really total that car? He's like, yeah, I did. And I'm like, oh my God, dude, you've had the less than a week. He's like, dude, don't even. I'm like, oh my God. Oh, see you, little roadie. I'm sure that was 20 minutes ago. I'm finally getting caught up here. Anthony was 28 in 81. You might be the oldest one so far, 28. I don't think anyone was older than that. I think 21 was the last one. Yeah, getting a beer was tough back then. It kind of was. Yeah, hell, I was buying liquor in my teens. I could do it too once in a while. But sometimes I'd walk in, the guy go, I need an ID. Don't even walk in the store. Let me see your ID right now. I was like, oh, I left my... He goes, yeah, go get it and never go back in. 6 years old in 81. 10 in 81. Station unrest was 6. BC Rich was 10. Drinking age was 18. Yeah, they dropped it to 18. When I was 18, they moved the drinking age from 18. When I was like 17, they moved it from like 18 to 20. And then when I was just about to turn 20, they moved it from 20 to 21. I swear to God. They're like, he's about to get the ability to drink. Everybody, let's call a special session. We got to move this. It's like, really felt like they were targeting me. But, you know, that was just my paranoia. Yeah, well, they had to go to an age of 18 drinking because they were asking kids to die in Vietnam. They lowered the drinking age from 20 or 21 to 18. So, like, how can I go and fight in a war and I can't drink alcohol? And they're like, you know, you're making a pretty good point right now. But as soon as the war was over, it lost its appeal. There's a lot of... Got to remember, too, when I was a kid, and this is absolutely true, there were a lot of drinking people who drank and drove at the same time. Drinking and driving was a thing when I was younger. I think it's less now. It feels like it's less, but maybe I'm just out of those circles. But when I was a kid, oh my God. So many people drinking and driving. And really, the drummer in my first band killed himself drinking and driving. There was a huge accident in my school that killed like 1 or 2 kids, and one of the kids for the rest of his life was going to be like this. He showed back up in high school like this. Yeah, well, you're 17 and you're going to be like this for the rest of your life. It's like, I felt bad, so bad. I still feel bad for that dude to this day. It's like a horrible, horrible situation. You know? In high school, I had a friend with a full beard. Yeah, see, that made it easier. I couldn't grow a beard. I can barely grow one now. It's all wiry. All right, I think I'm finally back up to the top here. Boy, it's going kind of fast tonight. I think my chat rate is a little higher than normal. Back then, you got a slap on the wrist. Today, you do 50 years. Well, what happened was that there was a big outcry against it because it was just so much. And I remember a couple of the town drunks, you know, seeing them on the road, absolutely blitzed. I remember one kid from high school. I saw him at a light. He could barely keep his head up. He's in the car next to me. I was like, "Yeah, you go ahead first, bro." I never saw a guy so drunk behind the wheel. I mean, you got to be kidding me. Yeah, it was sort of a thing. It was definitely a thing. Drum bakes, bad shocks, and drunks. That's about right. Yeah. Yeah, you know, I just yeah, did this get bleak faster? I know. Well, you know, you feel bad. You know. Yeah, Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Yeah, that was the huge thing. Steve, were you looking for a white Ibanez Geo? No, I think you're confusing me with someone else. Not me. Yeah, it's the green Partsocaster. Where is it? There it is. There it is. Yeah, see? Yeah. Yeah, so many. In fact, I got a friend of mine in college. He used to drink and drive all the time. We used to go, dude, what are you doing? You're gonna lose your license forever if not kill somebody. Oh, blah 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 blah. Well, I'm stuck. I don't have a ride. Blah blah blah. All this stuff. And I remember him getting pulled over for it, and talking a state trooper too, and basically giving him a sob story I don't know what's going on with my life and all this stuff. And the guy let him go. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. And then a couple years later, I remember he got arrested, but he wound up contesting it and beating it. And then when Facebook came out, my wife and I were like, oh, geez, whatever happened to, I don't even want to say his name. Whatever happened to that dude? And we looked him up, and he died in a single car crash in the middle of the night into a tree. We were like, huh. So there's one of two possibilities. Either one, he was drunk and he crashed his car, or he fell asleep. Because he was sort of known for that. He'd get drunk or whatever. He might have just fallen asleep, but it felt bad. Alcohol ruined my entire family. My dad said alcoholics. I tell you, when I was in high school, we had this thing where we all got together, and a kid went up there. A kid I knew from elementary school. And I got to remember, I'm in a regional high school. So the chances of you being somebody from your grade school are pretty low, actually, right? Because the kids are from all around. But we got in there, and, it was just sort of this thing, and he went up and just started talking about how bad his parents were alcoholics and how it was, ruining his life. And it was a freaking eye-opener. I think I was 14 or 15 when that happened. And he was up there just basically saying, my parents are terrible. And I'm stuck with them. And it was a heartbreaking story. I was like, God damn. Anyway, Merry Christmas. So, speaking of Christmas, and the title of this video, we're about 40 minutes in. I usually try within 20 to 40 minutes in, roughly, to get onto the title topic for the poor people who watch this later. They're like, what am I watching here? Not much. Oh. Yeah, Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. Exactly. Oh. Yeah, that's why you have no kids. They'll rat you out in high school to your classmates, telling you how much of a drunk you are. It was actually a really, really sad story. He had a couple of stories that I won't ruin your night with right now, but it was really bad. I was like, oh, dude, I felt so bad for the dude. And you know what? He was a very angry kid in grade school. Very angry kid. And you found out why. Oh, what's up, Red Rover? Thank you, buddy. Per the title, I got my Christmas guitar purchase. Okay. What is it? It's an Epiphone Les Paul Lemon Burst. Epiphone Les Paul Lemon Burst Special Color to Sweetwater. Timing it in as we speak, so stoked. Good for you, man. That's awesome. What about us poor people watching now? Exactly, I kid. My last guitar purchase. Well, I know exactly. It's like an AA meeting tonight. Oh, no, trust me. Dude. If you want bleak stories, trust me. I got a whole night full of them. Trust me. Stories that would have your eyes raining. That's going to make your eyes rain. Hey, thanks, Gary. Got a new Red Epiphone Crestwood custom. Oh boy, all the Epiphones tonight. That's great. Should I switch to an Epiphone? Should I switch to an Epiphone? It has a black satin 5-string ESP and a and a black satin 5-string ESP B205 SM bass. Absolutely love the trem and the pickups and the Epiphone. Fantastic. Good for you, man. That's awesome. We owned a bar when I was a kid. My dad bought a bar. Don't get me started. Never touched the drop. Yeah, my dad bought a bar in the mid-'80s on the Hill in Providence. It was a tough area. Atwell's Ave. Kind of close to the Providence Civic Center. The only good thing was we would park in the parking lot and go to the Providence Civic Center and hope to make it there in one piece. It's a bleak story night. You know, we can have a bleak story night. Bring your tissues, but I got some bad ones. I got some really, you're going to be like, oh my God. Yeah, should we switch to the, yeah, I was gonna get the the 76, right? That was my plan. I was gonna get that 76 Strat and be like the last guitar of the year, and I could do the guitars of the year. And wait, we got one more. Oh my God! But I didn't trust it. I didn't trust the serial number on it. So that was the guitar I was thinking about buying for Christmas. That was one. I was kind of thinking about getting the Les Paul too. They're right around the same money. The Les Paul's a little more, maybe about $300 more. $12.99, more like $15.99 on the Les Paul. So. Funny, I just got an Epiphone Les Paul Studio. Nice. Guitar Fret Zone says, I got my... Oh, hold on. It's going a little fast here. It jumped off the screen. I got my Christmas guitar early. The Jackson Proline JB22 Jack Butler. I love it. Great, yeah. That's like the custom shop Jack Butler, but I think there was only like 10 of those original Jack Butlers made, right? The very, very few. So, and that was a few years ago. They had to wait some time. If they came out with that too soon, the custom shop people would be like, really? In the bleak midwinter hymn, exactly. Oh. All right. Let me try and catch up here. I'm following the... Time for a costume switch, yeah? Yeah, I could. I can switch over to whatever you want. Pick a guitar. I'll switch over to it. I'm trying to think of something that's red, though. Red or green. You know, that's, you know... Well, I guess that would be Christmas because it's white. It's snow. We have a bit of an angle. Little bit of an angle. Can you play the solo from Michael Jackson's Beat It? No, I never learned it. That's the kind of thing, if you didn't learn back in the 80s, you're never going to get it now. Oh, thanks, Metalhead Hippie. Grease them up. Little olive oil. You're good to go. What's the best guitar you have or not have? You know, it's hard to say because I like different guitars for different things. Like I can't... You know, I can't get that. Okay, I think I just missed this. Stephen Franklin put... oh, you know why it's down the bottom? I have it paused. You're down below. Looking at that oddly shaped triangle guitar box wrapped and placed behind the tree, the wife got something she's actually making you wait. Stay tuned. Oh, You're going to open it up, and inside it's going to be a vacuum cleaner. She goes, how's that feel, bitch? You're going to be like, oh, you got me. Okay, you got me. Yeah, Matt's Music was selling the custom Jack Butlers. Were they the only one, though? I think there's a few places that had it. Can you play some Clapton? Though technically, I guess that's Bob Marley, right? All right, I gotta catch up down here. See you, Krenar. Thanks for hanging out, man. Rip Matt of Max Music. He was a great guy. I agree. People buying Epiphones would make Aljon happy. I think so. He likes the Epiphone stuff. He's the Epiphone man. And a really good guy, too. Vacuum cleaner. What? Any Molly Hatchet fans? Oh, thanks, Music Therapy Laz. Merry Christmas from Santa Laz and Roxy. Thank you. Merry Christmas to you, too. Much appreciated. My local guitar shop just sent me a 15% off coupon for tomorrow. Don't you kind of have to buy that now? Just saying. What's up, Adam? Adam D. Steve is at a powered mixer and is running to the interface and then interface to the computer. Yeah, it's a little weird. This is only for the voice. So you'll see the meters go when I talk. And a little bit from the sound of the mic, And 5, right? Yeah, 5. That's only for the voice. The guitar goes straight into the Focusrite, and then they sort of meet up. This goes in through the SPDIF, and then it meets there. And then I have to run everything out and into the audio in on the computer because I couldn't figure out how to get loopback to work. You need a loopback, which it can do. I've just never figured it out. It has 2 loopback channels. I can't figure them out for the life of me. It's like, whatever. Steve, did you hear about a container shipment from China lost 1,800 containers of guitars? I did hear about that. That's pretty crazy. They ran into some rough weather and, the seas were tossing and a bunch of containers got tossed overboard, and some of the containers, or at least 1 or 2 of the containers, had, guitars in them, which are lost at sea. They got to have maritime insurance, right? There's got to be some sort of transportation insurance, I am sure. Luckily, the people made it. I mean, if you saw the ship, it looked pretty crazy, like it was really, really rough out there. And, and with a boat, not even a boat, God, a ship, it's so huge, so heavy. It just goes to show you the power of the sea, man. Shy boy. Something like that. Vintage brand guitars. I like the guys. I know the guys from Vintage. I think the parent company is JHS, right? John Hornsby Skews. So that's a bummer, you know. Yeah, vintage brand guitars. It wasn't Vintage Guitars. It was Vintage brand guitars, which is great stuff. If you've ever played the vintage stuff, it's great, you know. They're fun guitars. They have guitars that are like tributes to pretty much everything. They even made a Hendrix Strat that was pretty much, I think they called it the Thomas Blug, but it was the Strat, the Monterey Strat all day. I don't know the thrill is gone. You could fill an encyclopedia with the songs I don't know. Can you show me the EVH riff that uses the A minor chords? Like that's A minor to F, G, C, which is really the flat. It's really the minor third to the 2 to the 1. Stupid name, I know. I hate searching vintage guitars on Reverb. You know what? Just go to I want to say it's JHS is the parent company. You can get to everything from there. Pretty sure. Yeah, see if you had to pick an all-in-one PV amp for 80s hair metal. What would be your pick? Well, I think an all-in-one for 80s hair metal, you might want to get one of their modeling amps, like the Viper, but it'd be hard not to recommend a 6505. I mean, that's pretty much their flagship, you know, like metal amp. The only thing that you would get with the Viper is all the built-in effects that would make you sound a little bit more like the 80s. Michael says, I thought Wilkinson owned Vintage. Oh, maybe JHS is just the distributor, which could be true. But I thought they owned it. I don't think it was just distribution. I thought they literally owned it. Tell me the truth, which plays better, the new PRS or EVH style guitar? Well, I don't own... You mean like my... You got to realize the only EVH I have is the EVH Wolfgang Standard, right? That's the only one I own. The striped ones were all borrowed. My striped one I think plays great, but I got it all in parts because I sent the neck off to Acacia who are, I'm sure, very busily working on it right now, getting it all just right. Probably in a corner somewhere, under a pile of sawdust. What's up, Free Flow? Know any ace licks? Well, all the standard, you know. What's he go like? Something like that. And the Chinese EVH. The Chinese EVH, I got the bridge off of it. I haven't had a bridge on it in a while, in like 2 years. Oh, thanks, Free Flow. Oh, thanks, Brian. Thanks for all the great content this year. Oh, thank you. Don't catch many of the live streams to the kiddo bedtimes. I hear you, man. Merry Christmas to you and your family here. Super 2021. Absolutely. Thank you. Merry Christmas to you, too. Robert Baker's case, you got crushed when sending it back to them and neck got snapped. Well, luckily mine won't be attached to a guitar. When I sent it to them, I sent it to them in a big foot pedal box. This box and I stuffed it like in the styrofoam. It should be pretty good. I'm hoping. It's just the neck, no body or anything like that. It's pretty lightweight. I know, Arrows. I probably already got demonetized. You got to be careful with any cover. They jump right in. Guitar intermission, yeah. What should I switch to? Hey, what's up, Star Guitar Works? Good to see you, man. Play some cheap trick. That one I know will get me in trouble because I just played no backing track, no vocals, no anything. I played the chords to Surrender, and man, they swooped right in. I was like, damn. Got to be careful with the cheap trick stuff. $2021 has to be better than 2020. It by definition, it has to be. Okay, right? What's the line? You must admit it's getting better. It's getting better all the time. It couldn't get much worse. That's John's little intro. That's his interjection. Yeah, I've been as 540. Do I still have a 540? Well, do I? I don't think I do. I have a 540? I don't think so. I know I sold both of my 540Rs, so those are gone. I did have a 540S, but I don't know if that has all its strings on it. Yeah. I don't think I have any more 540s. Sold them off. I can't play Black Sabbath Snowblind. I'll get demonetized. People calling out covers, people calling out songs for me to play. Now, you could call them out all you want, but I'm not going to play them because I like money. And I don't want to give it, for the 50 cents I earn, I don't want to have to give 47 of it to friggin', someone. And you know what? The bulk of the money will go to the friggin', the record company. It won't even go to them. They'll earn a royalty on it. Not the, it's crazy. They're like, well, we're the ones who went out and actually beat the money out of the kid. We get to keep most of it. Wow. I do need a string sponsor. Come at me, D'Addario. Come on, dudes. Or Ernie Ball. Well, that's really the two major brands I played. I played Ernie Ball for years, and I probably switched to D'Addario. Could have been just because the store had more stock at D'Addario, and I just switched to it. Yeah. You know what? It's funny. Play Silent Night. Surely that's free. I got demonetized on my Silent Night cover. They called it something like Guten Nacht, right? It was like some German spelling of it. I had to go back and say, no, wait a second. Enough. This is, but as soon as I fought it, they said, okay, now we're going to release it. But if I didn't go back and fight that, and of course, when you're filling out the form, they're like, you better have a good faith basis. Because if you don't have a good faith basis to dispute this, we might close your channel. They give you all these warnings when you're filling that out. You better, okay, if you want to dispute it, you can dispute it. But, if we find you disputing it and you don't own it, we might shut your channel down. It's like, are you kidding me? And then within minutes, they came back. They said, oh, yeah, they've released it. It's like, of course they have. Silent Night isn't owned by anybody. But maybe it is in some other countries. Maybe it is in Germany. And they're just going after me. But I had to push back on Silent Night. I can't tell you how many times I've had to do that. Not that you can't play anything, but you can play what you want to play, but you just got to realize that as soon as you start playing covers, they're going to come in. I played 15 seconds of a Van Halen song, they demonetized the whole video. I did 15, maybe 20 seconds of Surrender. They came in, they didn't demonetize it, but they just take the lion's share of the money. It's like, I'm not doing that. Every single time I play anything other than just me noodling, right? That's why when you go to all those demo videos, you say, why don't they play any famous riffs? It's because they're corporations, and they know they're going to get sued for copyright infringement. No, people try to play. Yeah, well, see, that's the other end of it. Then on the other end, people try to claim either public domain or they basically say it's fair use. Is it though? Is it fair use? Sometimes I think fair use gets abused as well. So there's a happy place in the middle, but it's closer to the rights belonging to the owner than I think most people want to admit. It really is. Don't forget, they also have mechanical, right? There's the mechanic rights. There's a mechanic's license. There's there's a video synchronization license. One of the strongest rights held by writers is whether it is to be synchronized with a video because it adds a commentary to some degree. And they can control that to the nth degree. It's pretty crazy. And so, of course, if you're in the medium of video, it automatically raises video synchronization rights. So it's like you're in trouble. If it's so little money, why worry? Because if it adds up, if you do it too many times, then you get a strike. You can only do it. They even warn you. They're like, this time you won't be, you won't get a copyright strike and it won't count against you, but, repeated offenses and all this stuff. It's like, it used to be that you couldn't do anything commercial on YouTube. I know people whose entire channels, like PDX Guitar Freak, I think he started out as PDX Guitar Legend. Right? And that whole channel just got wiped out one day. And then he's like, I'm back as PDX Guitar Freak. He had to rebuild the whole channel because he was doing covers. And they literally just killed his channel. That was in like 2009, maybe early 2000, like late 2009, early 2010. And then, I don't know, sort of like the floodgates opened. Once Google bought them, they seemed to be less freaked out. They could be nothing commercial at one time. It had to be like you playing with your dog. Like if you went on there and said, let me tell you about this product, right out, knock you out. Google relaxed that, and then it got so relaxed, people were just copying everything, and companies were freaking out. They're like, they're stealing our music. You can read that as they're stealing our money. And so they changed it. And they put in a system where no one has to listen. You just get matched. Based on how it's played, they can match it to a background, and then they assign it a score, and then the score gets matched to a real thing, and then they go, yeah, you're like 90% the same as Cheap Trick. We're going to call that a cover. If you're 100% match, we're going to call it like an unauthorized replay. I think I did a thing one time. I did a video, and I did a little bit in the background of a Green Day song. Before it had even processed, they came back and said, your video has been blocked and everywhere, and the audio has been muted. And I'm like, you cannot be serious. They were not. So they, for a long time, you couldn't hear Prince's Supertramp. I think it's still the same with Prince. Prince is one of the ones that's really locked it down. You can't even, I won't even say, but HC by the band The Eagles, I can't even say HC because they trademark that. They literally trademark it. So if you use it, you've got to, they've gone after people just for even saying that the name of that song. It's crazy. So I just stay away. Can you try putting cover song in the title? You can, but that only goes so far. So if you do a cover, you have to do it the way like Leo does it from Frog Leap. Leo, and Leo will be the first to tell you he makes no money from his videos. He makes his money from his album sales. But he goes and he gets permission and he does the cover, and then he goes through the proper distribution channels and they get the appropriate cover licenses for him. So he was telling us when we were at GitCon that he makes almost no money from his YouTube. He makes all of his money from his record sales and touring. Yeah, exactly. Motel West Coast. Exactly. It almost feels like too much effort, right? Exactly. That's why you just don't. Remember when rockers were rebels and not corporate? Trust me. In the back, they were corporate. As long as that kept the limos flowing and they were all about the corporate. In fact, I remember when like Napster first came out and there was all this stuff. I remember, what's her name? Sheryl Crow, like being really angry and saying like, this business doesn't work if we're giving them the product away for free. And she's right. And, the whole industry got upended, really. Ever own any ES335 style guitar? I did. I had one. My first guitar was an Aria ES335, and then I had like a Chinese like B.B. King copy that has like the world's thinnest neck. I'm just waiting for the headstock to snap off on that thing. Yeah, exactly. When's my album coming out? We can play covers of your stuff. It's funny. I had Joe Hart over here, and he came over to like talk about a record he had coming out, like a new record that he had put out on probably, I don't know, who's the big, is it Bandcamp? Who's the, no, TuneCore maybe or something like that. Anyway, he went into one of those big distribution houses, like DistroKid, something like that, where you get your CD Baby, might own CD Baby, and they get your stuff out there. And he came here and he's like, "Yeah, let me check out the song," and we played it here, and he was like commenting on it, and we were talking about it. They sent me a friggin' copyright claim on that, and was like, wow. It's like, geez, the author was here. Do you recommend the EVH Stripe Series guitars? I do. I have a whole video on them. I ordered a Super Blues 12 during Sweetwater Black Friday, $2.99 price is ridiculous. Yeah. I tried it out when it had arrived to make sure it had been working under the tree for Christmas. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, LimeWire. That was the other big one. Well, thanks, Big Sauce. Merry Christmas. Oh, hey, Steve. Going to be getting a 2012 Ibanez RG1 XXV for Christmas this year. Super stoked, dude. You rock. Oh, congrats, man. Nice. I love a good Ibanez guitar. I got a few. In fact, that's what I almost played tonight. I was going to play I can still go get it. I was going to play my Ibanez, the red one, because it just looks very Christmassy. Predating those parties was the Napster business model, right. Yeah, CD Baby. That might be right. I think it was CD Baby. Because I remember they said it. They said I think it was CD Baby that had come after me. CD Baby is marking this as, like, Jesus. You put out an album, should be coming out summer, maybe fall. Nice. Yeah, it takes forever. I've been working on that. Can you make a demo video of your Chinese BB King Lucille? No, because I'm friends with the guys at Gibson now, and it just feels awkward. They have no problem with it. It's not like they've ever said, don't ever play it. It just feels weird, It feels a little awkward to do any of those, any of those copy guitars, because, it just makes for awkward conversation. So, like, there's a lot of people that still will go on those Chinese guitars and be like, I hope you die in a fire, you god-awful piece of shit. And I'm just like, Gibson's over it. Why can't you be? Well, I'm friends with Gibson now. Why they seem to be able to get over it. Huh? Why can't you? Like, Rob. I can't tell you how many times I had to reinstall Windows because of LimeWire. Yeah. Oh, you got your music and a whole bunch more. Steve Crap, my channel is covered with covers. I had no idea about YouTube stuff. I know I got 2 strikes. One more strike and you're gone, man. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Steve, you have the Ibanez Les Paul with the blackouts. Never had an Ibanez Les Paul with blackouts. You're thinking of a Chinese copy. I do have the Ibanez Les Paul with the super distortions, the Marzio super distortions, and I still have it. Still have both of them, actually. The Ibanez is a lot easier to reach, though, than the other one. Some of them I've moved up to the attic after the last flood. Have you tried out an Ibanez AZ, Steve? They have some great tunes. It's a very nice round Strat style neck too. I have tried a few of the AZ series because Ibanez was one of the sponsors on that trip we did to Germany there, Spirit Con 2. It was fantastic. And so, they had all the, Ibanez is at a lot of the events I go to. They were at GitCon 1, they were at GitCon 2, they were at Spirit Con, they were at Henning's thing, I think. They were at, what else were they at? TGU, they were at TGU 2019, TGU 2018. Those are really good. Japan and China are both overseas. You know who else is overseas? Us to them. If you live there, then we'd be the import. Get it? That's how that works. Rick Beato was demonetized for a song he co-wrote. Yeah. Yeah, right? It's like you're fighting with your own people. Have you ever played a Jackson Kelly? I don't think I have, no. Kelly guitar, is that the weird headstock? Is that the right guy? Am I thinking of that? Or is that a different Kelly? Has like kind of I don't know, it almost looks like the end of a key. Trying to catch up here. Oh, Merry Christmas, Stephen. Stefan. What are your cons on the Steinberger Spirit Pro? Well, the double ball string. The cost of double ball strings. That's the biggest con. But you can fix that by getting the adapter. Just get the adapter. Philip Knight likes those AZ Ibanez. I know he kept trying to buy one when we were there, but they didn't want to sell it to him because it's kind of a weird thing where it's not going through a dealer. But if you don't take money or monetize the channel, can you play what you want? Probably. But if you play it over an actual, like the actual original song in the background, you might get a copyright strike for playing the song. 3 copyright strikes and your channel goes bye-bye. You have to start another channel. Have you have any Parker guitars, or at least some thoughts on them? My guitar teacher used to have a Parker. He was into the Parker guitars for a while. I have played them. The thing about Parker is that they were a very expensive guitar, and then I forget who bought them, but then they had more of a low-cost alternative out there. The one to get, though, was the high-end one. The one with the really weird shaped body. It's almost like back arched a little bit. Is that the Parker Fly? That's a great guitar. It's got a graphite neck and probably a wooden body. The ones that are really inexpensive they're all wood head to toe. What's up, SH Guitar Works? I got my Silver Sky Maple. Nice, with the maple fretboard. Those are gorgeous. And the outlined birds. I got to admit, I like that maple. That's a good looking one. We could switch guitars. I think is Parker gone? They could be. Steinberger's tanks and being bought by Gibson. Well, the timing, you got to remember when Gibson bought Steinberger, they were doing great. They bought him in 87. But by 94, those guitars were sort of a little dated, and they were very expensive to make. So they've only come back as sort of a nostalgia thing. It didn't tank. It tanked probably more for fashion, just like the Les Paul tanked in the 80s. You know, Les Paul's are great guitars. It has nothing to do with it. It's just that it was the style at the time to be a Super Strat. Oh, thanks, Boogie Woogie Creep. Merry Christmas, Steve. Get strings for the red Strat yet? I did. I did get strings for the red Strat. It needs to be restrung. I mean, we could try and restring it if you want to sit through something that boring. I remember the Parker 5-string basses were pretty popular. I don't remember the basses. The company I remembered to be like really the quintessential bass company, and then later they got into guitars, was Music Man. Music Man was like the bass for a while. So huge demand in the bass market. And then the guitars came later. And now the guitars are as popular as their basses, but there was a time there where a Music Man bass was the thing to own. and then the guitars came a little later. Parker flies sell for huge money now. I could have got one a few years ago for about $1,800. I don't know if that's where they are. They're much higher, but I could have got a pretty decent one. I forget if it was like blue or black, and it had the wheel, right? It had like a wheel right here to adjust the trem, right? Steinberger is now an NS design, Ned Steinberger design, yeah. I believe that he got hired back. I don't know it for sure, but I've heard that he might be getting hired back or is hired back at Gibson is just a consultant. You know, not anything like super official, but just to come in and be a consultant. Sarah Longfield has a signature Strandberg. I played the Strandbergs. I don't know. It's going to take me more than one sitting to like that neck. The neck, I think it's you love it or hate it, and my initial feel on it was hate it. I was not a fan. But again, I didn't spend that much time with it. Maybe 20 minutes. Yeah, restring it. Break out a Gibson. Break out the Les Paul. I saw that Electric Gypsy Blues, new strain of Corona, locking down London again. You know, a lot of my friends from England have been going a little cuckoo on Facebook today. Going, lockdown, lockdown. Exactly, the stringing channel. All stringing all the time. Up next, the tuning channel. All right, hold on. Let's do. Hold on. God, not even following my own rules. Some hotshot playing by his own rules. Krellbar will know that one. All right. Yeah, all viruses get new strains. It's one of the fun things. Gold Top Harley Benton, I get that one here. Becker Guitars out of North Attleboro? It's my brother's company. He died like, oh, sorry to hear that, man. Made amazing guitars. I haven't. I did not. Becker Guitars, no. It's not ringing a bell. Restringing isn't boring. It's therapeutic. All right, let me just go move a few things around. Talks amongst yourselves. Let me think of a good topic. Let's see. I don't know. Love getting poked with a freshly cut string end. I'll tell you. Bring out the red Steinberger. I do have the red Steinberger. I could find it. It's somewhere. All right, I'm gonna go grab the Strat. I'll be right back. Yeah, I was looking at it. I was thinking maybe I could salvage the rest of the strings, but they're pretty bleak. They're pretty bleak. $10 at Harbor Freight. This here, right? That's a little. Let me see if I can show you this a little better. Yeah, there you go. All right. See? The string winder, that was like $10. So the whole thing is like $20, and it's better than the one from Ernie Ball because you can actually replace the tip and use it with a screwdriver, unlike the Ernie Ball one, which is like permanently the string winder. You know what I'm saying? Oh God, that works great. Hold on. Yeah. Yeah. Hold on. Ugh. Yeah. Can you see that? Maybe like that. Yeah, there you go. Oop. What's wrong with my knees? Give me a hard break. Why, I oughta. Don't tell me I gotta go get a string cutter. Do I? No, I got one right here. I don't like this string cutter though. Not a fan. Hold on. Hold on. I gotta go get a bit of. I don't like that string cutter. Hold on. All right. Better. All right. Yeah. Maybe back a hair. See, I want that for my string cutter. I just really hate. And then they're all off. This is how I'd do it if I did it at the store. Take them all off. Can you hear me? Yeah, you guys can hear me. Am I on the? Yeah, I'm metering. Making sure. You know what? The headphones pretty low on this. You know. Come on. There we go. And then the last one. Right there. There we go. And then usually what I do is I take these, all right, and you wrap them up, all right. Hey, there's $450 a bad price for a 2017 Geo with a chrome Floyd Rose. $450 doesn't sound like the right price for a Geo. I thought Geos were like under $300, even if it has a Floyd Rose. You know what I'm saying? I thought the Geo was like their like their entry model, but maybe someone could correct me on that. I don't really know. Come on, you son of a bitch. I hate. There it goes. I hate these back plates. Oh, come on. Oh yeah, there we go. Come on. There we go. Oh, there we go. Two. You can see what I'm doing here. Just pushing these out of the back. 3, 4. Come on. 5. And I get them all? 1, 3, 4. Yeah. Yep. God, this thing is heavy. This guitar weighs a ton. All right. Well, that's off. Right here. Come to electric boogaloo. Yes. There we go. Oh. And this. Well, I got the strings off, you know. All right. Get this cleaned up around here. And the headstock. A little bit. All right. Okay. Done diddly done. Strings. All right, here we go. Yeah, they break these into sets, right? Yeah, 2, 4, 6. Yeah. All right, I'll put those over there. We'll break these out. There we go. Gold is, of course, the low. Stay right there. Right through the back. You know, when I first got this guitar, like one of the saddles was actually upside down. You know, which is a little bizarre. I'll get that up like that. And a little like this. A little bit less, yeah, somewhere around right there. Let me show you what I'm doing here. I just get it in at an angle. And then bring it up a hair. And I do my... Some people like to lock it in with all this extra crap. I really hate that, because then when I go to take it off later, it's always a problem. There we go. And right off. The fun part's going to be tuning it. All right, where'd you go? Did you really fall off already? Holy crap, hold on. I knew that was going to happen. Goddamn ball ends. All right, here we go. Oh. Two. Right about there. Come on. Come on. Oop. Do. And then here. Where's my next pack? Right there. We up? Yeah, we're up. Just make sure I'm potted up there, kid. I mean, how many times you watch something on TV and they go, let me ask you a question. And they ask a question. And the guy goes to talk. And like, no audio. And they're like, oh, you gotta unmute your mic. Like, so yeah, I wonder if I could just go like this. Yeah, that might be a little better. Like that. And then you could, can we go like right there and a little bit like that? Yeah, sure. Sure. There you go. Huh? Huh? I feel like you're that. There we go. Do. Yeah, see? You're like, oh, no, it's not boring. It's therapeutic. Uh-huh. How's that therapy working out for you? Oop. Up if you're on the right one. There we go. A little like that. There we go. Good thing I have the gun. This would be even longer. There we go. We'll straighten that tree out a little bit. A little bit right there. Oh, like that. All right. We're halfway there, guys. So I hope someone's timing this. I'm going for a world record. Most boring restring. All right. We're almost there. I swear to God. Free Jones, my manager. All right, here we go. There we go. There we go. Do. You know what? I think you need to. Can you see that? Not really. You can see nothing there, so this way you can at least see something. See what I'm doing here? I'm keeping tension on the string so that it wraps around the top like wicked awesome. No, I have the legs of a 90-year-old. Because of, and I don't even know if you can see it. Ugh. It's because of that. You don't see the big scar in the back? This leg has 15 pins and 2 plates in it. And that's because if you go to Bermuda, don't rent the mopeds. That's all I can tell you. Don't rent the mopeds. That day in the Bermuda hospital, I had a leg shattered into like 11 pieces, and there was a young woman there who had a cut across her forehead like nothing I had ever seen in my life. I was like, oh my God, this poor woman. Oh, come on, what are you doing? What are you doing here? Oh, God. I hate this. Here, let me. You can see the crap I'm looking at right now. Here we go. I'm trying to feed this through the back, but it keeps wanting. I might have to push down on the saddle a little bit. Let me see here. Is the saddle too far forward? What are you doing? What are we hitting? All right. Okay. Yeah, it's a little off to the side there. Come on. There it goes. There we go. Damn. You see that once in a while. It's like the hole, it's not so much that it doesn't line up at the bottom, it's just that when it gets up to the top, the saddle is so off that it hits the saddle and starts going to the side. That's what started happening to this one. Let me give this a little bit more room here. Yeah. All right, we're almost there. I hope someone's timing this. Like that. You know, I'd get something done today. Part 2 intonation, yeah. I know, right? It would be better to remove the trim cover, but you know how long that would take, Sailor Mike? 4 hours. At my current rate, about 4 hours. All right. Last, ladies and gentlemen, I have in my hand the last string. You sound like Curly through the whole thing. Everyone loves it. And here we go. We're almost there. Come on. Yeah. Ah, jeez. Come on. You son of a bitch. Well, I oughta. And there we go. Keep that like that. A little something like that. Bend that back. Apply a little bit of tension. Smithers, get me my tension. There we go. Again, you can get the screwdriver from Harbor Freight, $10. And you can get the little end there for like $10, $20 for the set. All right. And we just put it on and tune it up. Just dropped my headphones. Here we go. I can see the drop off in people. What? You don't want, you mean you don't want to watch somebody restring a guitar? You thought tuning was bad. All right, we got to find out who suggested this in the comments. All right. Oop. And I like to put this up here. And we should be okay. Ready? Oh. Oh, the sounds. You know what I hate? I hate when you're looking at a tuner and your mouse is hovering over the tuner button and a little, helper pops up that says, use this to tune your guitar, and then I can't read the tuner. Oh my God. These are like, these are the tuners of the early 80s. It's like one turn. Okay, now watch this. Okay. Oh, it sounds all cool. You're like, I just tuned my guitar. I'm all cool. How could that possibly go sharper? But it managed to. That's a little flat. I'm expecting them all to be a little flat. This is going to be a while. There we go. By that I mean for these strings to break in. All right. I feel like that's already... Not bad. Let's check it. You're good. You're down. You're down. When I'm down, down, down. Oh, 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 ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Not bad, but I feel like something's out. That's actually not bad. That's pretty quick. These are not NYXLs. These are just XLs. These are your standard D'Addario. XL 120s? XL 110s? They're 10s. I think that's XL 120. No, XL 110. The 120s are the 9s. Yeah, the great thing about this guitar... Oh. Oop. Oop. Is the gold. It's funny, someone commented on the video I did for this years ago, and they're like, fake ass gold. I'm like, fake ass gold? It's legend that the gold that they put on these parts was so expensive, it almost broke the company. It's like you can't even be serious. He's like, yeah, but they're not solid gold. I'm like, oh, you think there's going to be a solid gold? Solid gold knobs? You think that's going to be a solid gold bridge? I mean, you first of all, do you know how soft gold is? You think 100 microns of gold added a lot. What do you think it would have cost in 1980 when the cost of gold was at an all-time high? Gold never reached the same high again, ever. Even adjusted for inflation, it's never hit the same high, even though it's gone higher in numbers. Adjusted for inflation, it's never gone as high, ever. So I was laughing at myself. I'm like, you cannot be, that's a really special kind of stupid to say, well, it's fake gold because they're not solid gold. I'm like, wow. Okay. Yeah, this is Candy Apple Red. So this came in, well, this year it came in a bunch of colors. But when it first came out, the first year, it was pretty much Candy Apple Red and Lake Placid Blue. And then they added a white. It really, quite frankly, for the first 2 years, it was pretty much the candy apple red and the Lake Placid blue, and that was it. Oh my God, look at me. Look at me. That's heinous. Come on, there you go. And people were wondering about my rap technique. I'd say those raps are pretty damn good, bro. Just saying. I'm one deaf rapper. I know how to hang. Nice raps. In fact, I remember when I worked at the music store. I remember I came in. I was working part-time. I probably came in after school or late in the day. And I remember my boss coming over to me and going, let me ask you a question. When you do a guitar, like, do the raps have to be like perfectly straight? I go, well, they don't have to be, but it will make it, hold its tune better. Less likely you're going to have tuning problems when they're all like nice in a row. Then he goes on to tell me that like he had restrung like a 12 string for a guy. And the guy basically said unacceptable because the windings were all over the place. And this guy is like total OCD, anal retentive. And of course my boss is like, well, if you're so good at it, why don't you just restring it yourself? And he's like, because I work and I'm paying you to do it. He's like, it's not laziness. It's not that I don't know how to do it. He's like, it's just that I don't want to do it. I want to outsource it to you, but you still got to do a good job. So I was like, yeah. And so he goes, okay, you restring it. I said, all right, I'll restring it. So I restrung it, and the guy came in, and he was like, now that's what I'm talking about. Some people... Yeah, John Lennon famously had one like this. He had it exactly like this, but he had the rosewood fingerboard. You got to remember, John Lennon clearly had a 1980 model. He wasn't around for the 1982 model. So he had one of the first ones off the rack in 1980. And his had the rosewood fingerboard. We did a gig at the Ranch House in Weymouth. I want to say in 82. We used to call it the Ranch House. We were opening for this other band, and it was my first gig, and I was playing this guitar, and the guy who was the guitar player for the band we were opening up for had the same exact guitar, but in Lake Placid blue and the rosewood. So I remember telling him, he goes, yeah, I got a Fender the Strat. I go, oh, I have a Fender the Strat. I go, candy apple red? He goes, no, Lake Placid blue. I go, maple? He's like, no, rosewood. I was like, all right, well, I guess they're kind of the same. Don't use bowl cutters to trim strings. Well, I tell you, I like these. I don't know if I can get this on here. That's what I like to cut strings. Nice set of Craftsman, that's my main thing. What I don't like, and the one that I rejected, let me see, I don't like those. You see that? Not a fan. Not a fan of that style. And besides, it's got this stupid thing hanging off the end of it, which is just annoying. So just to even use, it's like, it's got a pin pull. I mean, I can see what they're doing. It's got a winder, a pin puller, and, a clipper all in one, but I don't know, I guess I'm old school. I just like the individual stuff, Toenail clipper. Now, see, the toenail clippers, I like them like this. I don't like some of those clippers, the metal is just too soft. The thing I like about these is that I never have to worry about seeing a ring, in the middle of it. I don't know if you can, you know what I'm saying? Once I cut the string, I can't look through it like so many other ones where there's all these holes where the strength of the metal was enough to just deform the pinchers, the blades. It's so bad. Just garbage. I'm looking your way, friggin' Harbor Freight. But, I've had this one from Craftsman for probably 20 years. They just last because they're tempered. Oh, see you, Guitar Fret Zone. I'll be back next week. I'm going to do a post-Christmas show. And this week I have a couple of videos coming out. I got a studio tour that I've been working on like crazy. I'm crossing fingers that's going to be out this week. If not, it'll be out the next week. But I'm swear it's got to be out this week. And then, of course, the Christmas song. I've been trying to work on that, trying to get a Christmas song done. Again, crossing the fingers that I'll have that done. And then the guitars of 2020, which I do every year. And that's on the table right now. And I'm sure I got something else, but... Yeah, at Harbor Freight, you need to buy tools to fix tools. Again, this from Harbor Freight is great. $10. It's been working for, it's got decent strength, good enough for what I need. This is great. And if it breaks, I'll just go get another one for $10 for $9.99. I'm all over it, I think it's great. But real tools like a decent nut driver set or screwdriver set or wrench set, no. You got to get a decent tool. Because you know why? You're going to be on that friggin' brake caliper bolt. You're going to be pulling, and the wrench is going to break. Right? You're going to cut your hand on the remaining wrench. It's so bad. The studio tour fell for that one already on Halloween. I know. It's been forever. Well, don't forget I had the flood. It's just been one thing after another. It's a tough time of year to shoot videos. It really is. How come you never bought a gem? I was never into the monkey grip, and I thought the RG was pretty much the same guitar, just without the monkey grip. So I just sort of put all my lot on the whole RG thing. Pretty much the same guitar. The main difference being the monkey grip and how they sculpted out underneath the bear claw underneath or dragon's claw or whatever the hell, some cool claw, bear claw. So I just stuck with the RGs because I thought the monkey grip was just a sort of a fad. I never got into it. Yeah. Harbor Freight is great for some things, awful for others. That about sums it up. I tell you, I got a couple of compressors from there that have worked great. They're still going, and they were cheap. If I even get 2 more years or 3 more years out of them, I'll be happy. I've already got 3 years out of them for $150. It's awesome. Oh, thanks, Ethel O H. Ethel in Ohio? Oh my God, overtime. Oh God, we're already past 9 o'clock. I can hear them going around up there, so they're like, he must be off by now. Lion's claw. Some claw. It's a badger claw. All right, dudes, you guys have a great week. I'm gonna cut out because I can hear them rustling up there. Maybe we'll play this next week. I mean, I just restrung it. Remember last week? I came back even late at night and we did something. We'll see. I was up early this morning. That might not happen. All right, dudes. No, you rock. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to all my friends who celebrate Christmas. And I don't have to say Happy New Year because I'll see you before the end of the year. And I hope you get everything you want for Christmas. We'll talk about it next week. What'd you get? That'll be probably the theme of next week's. So what'd you get for Christmas? And we'll figure it out. All right, dudes. Oh, thanks, Dan of J. You have a great night. Thank you. And, yeah, exactly. One red guitar and one green one for Christmas. Kind of the set. The Christmas set. All right, dudes. I'll see you in a week. And hope you have a wonderful Christmas. Stay safe. And we'll do it all again a week from today. You can tell me what you got for Christmas. And there you go. All right. Merry Christmas. And I'll see you in a week. All right. I'm hitting the end stream button. No, you rock. All right. Bit too much leg tonight? It happens. Like my doctor tells me, I have the legs of a 90-year-old. All right. Remember, don't rent the mopeds. All right. Later.